What's good, y'all? It's Faith, aka your faithful realtor, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who want to become a realtor out there, like, definitely stay tuned and watch this video, because I've been a realtor for over 3 years, so I'm in my third year right now. I definitely wish somebody sat down and talked to me and let me know like what the pros and cons were of being a realtor. So we just gonna get right into it, okay? Because what they be putting out there is different from, you know, actually going through it and experiencing it, you know. So I'm gonna definitely get into that. I have my notes right here in front of me, and let's just get into it.
Yeah, I'm outside in an AMG, right outside TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me.
I think I'm gonna start with the pros. So the first pro is you're your own boss, and that's one thing that the real estate industry glamifies, if that's a word, glamifies. They say, oh, I get to be my own boss, and that's essentially what you think when you become a realtor. You're like, hey, I'm gonna be my own boss, I'm gonna make my own schedule, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. And that's a very much true thing. You do get to create your own schedule, you do get to be flexible, you do get to decide, like, say for example, if one day you decide to be like, hey, F it, I don't feel like doing anything, you can do that, right? So that's a pro, and I'm gonna definitely let y'all know how that's a con too, because that's on my cons list. So number two, you have no income limit. You can make whatever the hell you want to make, but it depends on the amount of work that you're putting in. So I know y'all heard the saying, what y'all put in is what y'all get out of it, and that's extremely true for real estate. That's extremely true. If you're not working, if you're not hustling, if you're not especially advertising yourself and giving valuable information to your audience, they're not gonna want to work with you. Just because you posted that you're a realtor one time doesn't mean that people are gonna want to work with you. So with that being said, there's no income limits to this at all. There's no cap. Like, if you work a 9 to 5, you do have a cap on your salary. Okay, you're gonna make $30,000 this year. With real estate, you can make so much. You have the potential to make so much. You just have to put the work in. That's really all that's about. It's about your hustle. Number 3 on my pros list is that you're not stuck at a desk. Okay, I know sometimes you have those days where you got to do admin work, where you have to be behind a computer and putting certain stuff in, and then hey, once you get to a certain level in your real estate career, you can push that duty off to somebody else, but you're not stuck at a desk. Majority of the time, if you do have clients that are active in the market, if you are willingly and putting in that effort and getting, like, literally walking the streets, getting in the streets, doing what you got to do, you're not going to be stuck behind a desk. That goes back into being your own boss. You can create your own schedule. You can do what you want to do. You don't have to be confined to a desk. You don't have to do these things. It's very flexible, and you can really create that financial freedom for yourself. And number 4 on my pros list is you're literally sitting there, like, literally before your eyes, you're watching people's lives change. For me, I have a lot of young Black female clients. That is literally like 80% of my clientele. And to see them either being like the first in their family to purchase a house, like, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. And especially for us African Americans, for us Black people, like, when you look at the stats, the gap between us and other races for home ownership is so big. So when I'm working with my clientele who are majority Black women, young Black women, it's so empowering. It's literally so empowering to be able to sit there, watch them go through the process, watch them be able to, excuse my phone ringing. I should have turned that off. But literally being able to watch them go through this process is so amazing. No shade to nobody else, but being a Black young woman under like 30 buying your first house is beautiful. So now we can't have the pros without the cons, right? So the cons of being a realtor, going back to my first point of a pro of being a realtor, is you are your own boss. That is a pro and it's a con. Okay, why it's a con? It's because you're your own boss. You literally have nobody else to tell you what to do. It's like college versus grade school, right? So in grade school, you know, your teacher is holding your hand, your teacher's reminding you, hey, you got to do your homework, don't forget this assignment is due, da 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 da, blah blah blah. Versus college, where your professor tell you one time, if you do it, you don't. You're responsible for yourself. Like, you have nobody on your back to remind you or to hold your hand. Being a realtor is like college. You're your own boss. You create your own schedule. Say, for example, if you didn't feel like working, you don't have to work, but just know you not working that day, you're going to have to make up for it at another period of time. You're going to have to make up for it in those results or none of those results that you get. You literally have nobody there to remind you to get your shit together. You're doing this all on your own. You are the time management person. You are the content creator. You are the person you are it. Nobody is going to tell you how to do your taxes. Nobody, like, you have to go find out that information yourself. So that's the cons to it. You have nobody telling you what to do unless you literally have like an accountability partner. But we're just talking about the sole entrepreneurs, you being a realtor, just a solo agent. You are responsible for all that. You are responsible, nobody else. So when something comes up, you can't blame someone else. You have to take accountability for that, because you are your own boss. Con number 2, there is no safety net, there is no security. You have to be financially responsible for the commission checks that you bring in. You don't have that safety net of a 9 to 5. You don't know when you're gonna get paid, to be for real. You don't know. Say, for example, you have like 3 houses under contract and you know what you're supposed to make, right? But then what if 2 of those deals fall apart? What if all of your deals fall apart and you don't have any money, or you're not making any type of commission for like 3 months? Now what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can't do nothing, because now you done splurged all your money. You weren't being responsible. You have to get your finances in order. You have to be financially responsible. There's no security. We as realtors, real estate agents, we are 100% commission based. We're not getting paid until after you sign them papers at the closing table. So during this whole negotiation phase, during your consultation, showing you houses, doing these negotiations with the seller and the listing agent and blah blah blah, getting things in line, we're not getting paid for that until the closing table. No one gets paid until the closing table. Us, lenders, anybody, whoever, title company, nobody gets paid until that end, until you sign the papers. And my last con, there is going to be a lot of rejection in this business. You are going to hear a lot of no's, and you ultimately have to be okay with that. If you're not okay with rejection, then baby girl, what Beyonce said, to the left. You have to go to the left, literally, because this is not the place for you. Like, this is a sales business. You literally have, not, I don't want to say chase, but you literally have to chase clientele. And some people may not want to work with you. Some of your family may not want to work with you. Some of your friends may not want to work with you. They're not going to work with you just because you're, oh, that's my friend for 20 years. Like, your friend of 20 years may not trust you. When you're trying to prospect clients, like sellers, for example, if you want to go the route of cold calling, you know, there's going to be a lot of rejection, because a lot of these homeowners are getting the same calls from multiple different agents multiple times of the day. And hey, you might have people that spaz on you, but At the end of the day, you have to learn not to take those things personally, because like I said, multiple people are calling them on a daily basis if you're going to go the route of, you know, cold calling. So do not take it personally when you just so happen to be the 50th agent that called them through that day and they spaz on you. I said, don't be called. I mean, hey, like, it come with the game, so, you know, like, don't take it personally, but just don't take rejection personally, period. Being in this business, it takes time. It's a love and hate relationship with being a realtor, because there's gonna be those high times, there's gonna be those low times, there's gonna be those mid times. Like, it's always gonna be a up and down in this business. You're always gonna be learning. You're gonna make mistakes, and you have to be okay with that. Just like rejection, you have to be okay with that. You're not gonna be perfect. And that's why it's super important to have a support system around you, right? A support system that you can lean on, because this business, even though it's good, is very lucrative. You can make it what you want. There's no cap to what you can do in this business. But there are going to be a lot of lows. There are going to be some times where you get too caught up, you're too emotional in the deal, you get too attached to a deal. It's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of that. But if this is something that you truly want to do and you truly love it, like, definitely stick to it. And I wish I had this in the beginning, because I was that person like, hey, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then God said, all right, slap. Not even God, like life and the business just like literally slapped me in the face. And I didn't even make a deal. I didn't close my first deal until 8 months in of me becoming a realtor. And it happens. It happens. So those are my pros and cons of becoming a realtor. And I wish that y'all take everything that I said in this video and really absorb it and really understand what it takes to become a realtor. And these were just only a few. There's so many more, but thank y'all so much. Again, I pray that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely appreciate y'all for being here. And it is your faithful realtor signing out.